Hey, so I am streaming on multiple platforms right now. I was led to have this discussion and to kind of talk about why heart is needed to grow a sustainable business. I think there is a large group of us who consider ourselves to be heart driven. We consider ourselves to be purpose driven. We consider even consider ourselves highly sensitive people. So if you feel that you are a highly sensitive person, you also are heart driven and purpose driven, go ahead and drop a one into the chat, because the way that we carry business, being heart driven, being purpose led, being legacy driven, all of those words to describe it is so different from the average person. And what I have found through my years of being in business is learning how to recognize that as a gift rather than an actual challenge or barrier, and to also recognize that the way we model our business is different. And so for those of you who have or may be in a place right now in your business where you're kind of struggling as you are navigating the feelings that come up when things aren't working out the way that you need in your business or the way that you have already planned out, this message is for you. So I've had some really awesome conversations with some great heart-led, purpose-driven business owners over the last couple of weeks. In fact, just last week, y'all, I was going through it emotionally. My anxiety was through the roof. I just couldn't get myself relaxed. And what kept coming up for me is the same thing that I've heard this message many, many times over. The things that were coming up for me as I was navigating some of the feelings of anxiousness, some of the feelings of frustration because my business wasn't moving in the way that I wanted to. What has come up is to release, y'all, to surrender, to release and surrender. And for those of you who are highly sensitive, if you are someone that's purpose led, it's so important for us to do that because there are so many messages that are happening outside of our control who are constantly pushing to go harder, hustle harder, chase this, chase that. And it's hard to navigate that as you're trying to build something that's actually sustainable. And sustainability and profitability takes time. There is no sprint. It is a marathon. It is a marathon. And when we look at the way that we're doing business, I want you to ask yourself, is the way that you're doing business, is it outlined for the sprint or are you setting yourself up for the marathon? Because that takes heart. That takes heart to stay in it, to stay in it day in and day out, even though things aren't working out as you may have planned. And a lot of you have taken my classes. I talk a lot about like plan, plan, plan. How do you plan for this and that? Um, how structure is needed in order to build sustainability. But even with all of that structure, you still need to approach parts of your business with some sort of curiosity because you don't know if everything's going to work out. This is a great case in point because I am hosting my first speakers conference October 12th through the 14th. This is not the first time I've hosted an event. I have actually have hosted an event for up to 60 people in 2017, somewhere around there. 2017 to 2018 was one of my largest conferences. So hosting a conference isn't an issue. Having multiple speakers is not an issue. But staking claim and saying, I'm going to gather the most heart-driven, legacy-driven business owners and experts and coaches and authors that are out there in the industry. And we're going to come together. We're going to come together as a community and say, we're going to do business differently than what's given out in the world. That takes a huge amount of courage. And there's a part of me that understands that I'm following the calling of where I need to be, but I'm scared. So, what happens when you allow this fear to take the driver's seat versus the surrender and the obedience that's necessary is I started feeling like, okay, things aren't working as planned. I don't have as many registrants that I want to have for this event. I have enough to still carry on the event, but I didn't have what I wanted to have. And so I was actually contemplating canceling this incredible event instead of staying obedient, right? Instead of staying obedient to the calling of the right people that are actually already registered for this event and needing to be poured into in a way that I know the way that I've curated this event can do that for them. That can give them the boost that they need, that can give them the strategy that they need, that can really provide them with what their soul needs, as well as the structural aspects so that they can build sustainability and scale in their business, but also keep the heart of it. And so I got wrapped up in vanity metrics. And I think what's really important, I just had a conversation today with a dear friend of how important it is for us to remember that as we're going out there, as we're sharing our information, as we are um, as we are putting ourselves out there, as we're getting bolder, as we're going out and getting visible, that we have to keep in mind that it is very easy to allow fear to get wrapped up in vanity metrics and stop you from the purpose that you've been called to do. And I think this is a wonderful reminder and an important reminder for us to continue to check in on that. Because when we aren't checking in on that, it leads us to making decisions that are misaligned. It will lead us to not really holding on to the true legacy that we can build because we're allowing vanity metrics to take a toll. And I'm so grateful that I've had the conversations that I've had today because I literally almost canceled this incredible event that's happening October 12th through the 14th because of vanity metrics. I literally almost canceled this opportunity that's going to change people's lives because of vanity metrics, because it's getting hard, right? Because I have challenges and things that are pulling on me from my life. And so, for any of you that may be dealing with the same thing, I want you to know like it's okay to pivot. It's okay to make changes. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel that feeling of uncertainty. But I want you to make sure that as you're making your decisions, that those decisions that are being made are not based out of fear. It's not based out of vanity metrics. It's truly based on what matters most. And this event that I have scheduled October 12th to the 14th is going to be an epic game changer to the Legacy Scalar brand. And it's going to be an epic game changer for myself and me seeing how important it is for me to continue to surrender and obey even when I'm scared. And it's going to be a great testimony for others to see that, yeah, you may come from the same background as me. You may come from not having much, right? You may go through your own mental health journeys as I have gone through. You may have so many external factors pulling on you that are pulling you away from you staying focused, but don't give up, right? I haven't given up. I'm going to still show up, as you already have seen in my newsletter and the way that I'm showing up. I'm pivoting as necessary. I'm moving as quickly as I can, but also strategically so that I can still continue to do this legacy driven work, but do so in a way that continues to honor what's most important for me. And what's most important for me is my family, my faith, and really doing meaningful, purposeful work. So, everyone that has signed up for my event, I want to say thank you. Okay. I want to say thank you because the people that are going to be there are exactly who needs to be there. And I want to say thank you to the community members that continue to show up and continue to cheer me on, right? Even when I feel like nobody's watching, right? And I just want to say thank you. because being in business is not easy. It requires a lot of heart. And for those of us who are highly sensitive, empathic individuals, it can be a little bit of a more of a barrier and challenge for us, which is why it's important for us to rest and establish boundaries. But if you happen to be in the same season, my friends, I'm going to encourage you to reach out. Reach out to your friends, reach out to someone that can hold that space for you as you navigate some of those feelings, and then come back to the drawing board with as much clarity as you can have. Don't make rash decisions quickly. We're all in a place right now in our business where, we've seen the economic climate change, but we also know that there's still people that are flourishing, right? There's still people that are conquering their goals and being able to achieve, what it is that they desire. So I see there's some people here. Thanks for listening. And I hope that this provides an encouragement for you. So if you know that you want to grow and scale your business, and you want to do so with speaking, you want to do so um, with heart, you want to do so being legacy driven, you know that you want to create a family first, faith first business, um, that allows you to have a life outside of business, you need to be in this room. You have to be in this room, um, because there isn't enough space for us. And I'll tell you this, I've been in countless of other organizations where I've had a chance to kind of explore other organizations, and they're not always built for us who are heart centered. They're just not. And the way that we market is so different. Um, I just posted recently today that I got a inquiry for a speaking event, and it was because someone referred me, right? I have built my business on relationships. I have built my business on having genuine relationships and just surrounding myself with good people. And I think this event, I know this event just from the people that we've already said yes to, is going to be full of people that are just like what I value. And so if you know that you want to build your business in that way, and you want to be strategic, but you also want to build heart within your business, then the Legacy Scaler Conference is for you. And that's what sets it apart from others. It's not driven by one outlook. It's why I'm not the only speaker. It's why there are multiple speakers there. We have diversity of thought, but we also want to hear from the woman's perspective when it comes to building business, because we know that there are certain challenges that some of us face more than others. And so I think there's something really beautiful about calling in the right people to join us. I love this comment here. The world is not set up for us. That is why we must be changing it. Absolutely. And every person that is going to be in attendance at this event are disruptors in their own right. And we want to do business differently. We want to do it differently. We want to do business and provide services that truly care, that show emotional intelligence, right? That are inclusive, that are trauma informed. Like, we are not building our business just for the sake of it, right? We're really building businesses to make an impact. All right, y'all. So if you are considering our October 12th through 14th event, I'm going to highly recommend it. We'll be chatting about relationship marketing. We'll be talking about money mindset. How are you able to charge for the services that you provide, the incredible services that you provide? We'll be chatting about media, gaining media. I'll be talking with you about your messaging as it relates to your speaking in your business. We have some other incredible speakers that are going to be sharing their knowledge on tech and automation, on working on your messaging as far as social media. We'll be talking about building your team. How do you do that with being a heart-driven individual? And so I can't wait. I can't wait. And you can still apply to join us. And this is the reason why there's an application, because we want to make sure that every single person that's there is truly aligned with our messaging and our philosophy. So legacyscaler.com is where you find out more information. And I will see y'all next time.